Just about afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to your second instalment of your Scan and Cut shows today. It's always on a Tuesday, 8, 12 and 6. So welcome to your second instalment. We're going to build a card in Canvas Workspace this hour using some of these reflections. So I'm going to show you the process that I go through so that you can then repeat that at home if you wish. But we've got, well, we didn't have much left, to be fair, after the 8 o'clock this morning. So what we've done is we've made some of the ones that were on USBs this morning into downloads for you, which is brilliant because you're not going to miss out then on some of the nicest artwork that we bring you here at Highlight Crafts with 2 red robins. Right, first of all, let's do all the introductions and housekeeping and then we can crack on. So we've got Emily on cameras again today. It's us 3 today, isn't it? We've got a team going on. We've got Amber in the producer's seat. We don't even slide anymore. You're getting lazy now, girl. Oh, yeah, you are. And then you got me for an hour as well. Right, let me talk to you about live shopping. It's brilliant, this concept, you know. For 20 years, it's annoyed me that we used to send our customers on Create and Craft away from a visual channel to shop. With live shopping here at Highlight Crafts, you can shop while you watch, which is super easy. So you don't need to miss a second. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. Whew. There's nothing worse than sneezing when you're driving, is there? I hate sneezing when I'm driving. Random. Right. The what, love?
I love sneezing.
I don't mind sneezing. I just don't like sneezing when I'm driving. Right, so this is how you can shop with us. First of all, you can watch us on YouTube. You can also watch us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you're going to shop with us on either Facebook or Instagram, all you need to do to purchase a product is to type in the word shop and then the code that I give you that has been allocated to that product. Or if you look on your screen now, you'll see in the details 2 words that are in bold. That's what you type in and that will automatically put that product into a basket for you. Okay, super easy to do. Then we're going to send you a direct message. And when you open that message, you'll find a link. If you click the link, that will take you to highlightcrafts.com where you can log into your account and then check out your basket. Now, if you're buying physical USBs, the sooner you check out, the sooner we can ship them. If you're buying downloads, the sooner you check out, the sooner you can be crafting because it's instant, which is brilliant. If you would prefer, so log in and check out, make sure you have a look on our website before you check out because there's loads of goodies on there as well. And make sure you get your basket to over £35 because then, after your discounts, because then we pay the postage for you as part of a club member. Now, if you're not a club member, you've no idea what I'm talking about. We have a club here at Highlight Crafts called Club Highlight. I know it took us ages to work that one out. Club Highlights. And if you're a member, it's free to join. All you need to do is open an account with us here at Highlight Crafts. Then you will get discount on every order. Doesn't matter whether it's £500 or £5, you'll still get discount. You'll also get loyalty points back onto your account for every £1 that you spend. And then that free postage over £35 after your discounts, we pay it for you, which is really cool. Now, if you would prefer to shop directly on the website, you can also do that. Hop over to highlightcrafts.com, click watch live, press play, and then all of the items in that show will appear down the right-hand side of your screen. You then simply select the ones that you wish to purchase, and they will go into a little red shopping bag that will appear at the top of your screen. And when you're ready to log in and check out, please click on that bag and that will take you through that process. Now, if you don't want to miss any shows, type the word live into the comments and that gives permission to send you notifications. And also you can shop ahead from midnight. So at midnight tonight, all those days deals will open up and you'll be able to shop ahead. And that's what you were doing overnight because we came to where with some of these already sold out. Right, shall we get stuck in? First one I want to talk to you about is this brand new card that we launched on Saturday. So this time last week, we did a posh card set that was $19.99. You got the same quantity as you're getting in here, but it was a thicker card. It was about $3.20, $3.40, so perfect for your boxes, for your gift bags, for your real, if you're going to really embellish a card, really good for that as your card base. Now we're bringing you another one. This launched Saturday. I'm trying to think, I've lost track of all the days. And already it's been very, very, very busy. Now this does have a very slight texture. It's really difficult for you to see on camera, but when you get it home, you'll see what I mean. It's almost got like, it's a mix between a linen and a watercolour, is what I would say. That's probably the best way to describe it. It's about 240, 250 GSM, so it's still nice for your card blanks, but perfect for your scan and cut. And your die cutting. Look how beautifully it die cuts. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? That was one of the tattered lace designs we had on of the dies yesterday. But that is beautiful. So if you're in the market for some cards, you're going to get 30 sheets of A5, 60 of your A4. So again, perfect for your card blanks. You're going to get 30 12 by 12, which I love. And if you think, yeah, but I don't have a scan and cut and I don't scrapbook, that's not what this is about. This is about buying card that you can get the best value from. So you're getting all of that, and then you're also getting my favourite, which is your 30 A3. So first of all, I can make an 8x8 card blank without having to cut two pieces and score one and fold it and stick it together. But secondly, if you want to make bigger crackers, if you want to do bigger gift boxes, this is going to be perfect for that. So while we've got it, you need to get it into those baskets, please, and get it checked out. I think we've all bought this here because we all fell in love with the quality of the card. In fact, I'll let you into a little secret. I've bought all of them so far. I know. Mick said, why did I got all this card? I went, listen, you can never have too much card. It's against the law to have too much card. So if you want that one, my lovelies, that is Shop Cream, $19.99. Right, let's have a look at some of these downloads, shall we? Because we've got some cracking deals for you. So First Love, first of all. Now, in this one, you're going to get Abandoned Fields. You're also going to get Allotment Gossip. You're going to get First Prize. You're going to get, oh, First Prize twice. Is there 2 sheets for that, maybe? 2 sheets for that, like that. That means you're getting more files. And you're also going to get Labour of Love. Couldn't read that upside down and back to front. So in here, first of all, Abandoned Fields. This is the one that had that old caravan. I remember taking this to air on Create and Craft, that old forgotten caravan that's gone all rusty and all the animals have decided to build their homes inside it. You've got your geese in here. You've got Kitten Edith, your little kittens. You've got your nettled in here. You've got an old barrow, nested, different sizes. You've got On the Line, which is your washing line, which is fantastic. You've got borders of flowers on this, and these are really cool because instead of having all these as individual elements, they're all put onto a little bar at the top, so sorry, at the bottom, which makes them easy to cut out and peel off. You've got your sprinkles and you've got Scruffy in here, that really old Scruffy bird. Brilliant. Then we go on to Allotment Gossip. So you've got Branching Out. You've got Framed here. Now this gives you the files to make a tunnel card. I know. And these are all resizable, remember. Having a Gaggle with your geese. Kingsley and Merriweather making their appearance in there. You've got Little Blue, your florals. On the Wire, love that with the bird line. And you've got some of the wibbly wobbly lines in here, which is brilliant. So you've got all the ability to be able to cut those into a piece of paper and tuck things in so it looks like they're grounded. You've got your clouds in there. Now then, how many times do you need a cloud stencil? Maybe you're doing Stephanie's painting journey. That's a great one because you could literally draw around it and practice your clouds. You've got The Grass is Always Greener. Still needs cutting though. 2 Can Keep a Secret. So you've got your little bunnies in there. Then we come on to, now this was one of my favourites, First Price. This was the one with the Land Rover and the Border Collies in here. So Ranger Tom. Now when you're looking at this, look at things like this because that's a card shape. You've got On a Walk, so you've got all your signposts. You've got your chrysanthemums in there. You've also got your carnations. You've got Trailing Behind, which is your, what do they call that, trailer? Yeah, hence the name Mel, trailing behind. And under the broken arch. Now that could be a pagoda. So if you bought things like your Eastern Elements or your Cherry Blossom Rise, you don't have to use the artwork with that. Just cut this out or cut the detail one out of black, add a little bit of gold gilding wax on, and you've got yourself something more from the Orient. Then you've got First Prize. So you've got all your different florals in here, catmint, you've got Confiding Love, those are your little fuchsias. Della is your border collie, you've got Baby's Breath in there, you've got a rosette in there, that's cracking if you want to do a well done for somebody. And then you've also got the hay bales. And then last but by no means least, you've got Labour of Love. So you've got a mischief here with the little mice. You've also got berry blue, so you've got some blueberries in there. You've got your chimney, can't read that, sorry, chimney bellflower. Then you've also got Going for a Picnic, your picnic basket. You've got Last Orders. Now look how brilliant these are going to be as your shape cards, your wine glass, your cocktail glass, your pint glass, your tankard. All of these you've got in there, so all of those now can become different card shapes. You've then got your mixed herbs, you've got your nasturtium, you've got your purple haze, that's beautiful. You've got regal raspberries, got raspberries in there, you've got rowan, you've got splintered, and you've got Through the Grapevine. Now all of those as cutting files in all those different sizes, with your detail, with all the artwork, with the reversed artwork, all of that, Shop Love, $14.99. Thank you, Andrew. You've also got a £30 saving on that. So for the price that you would normally pay for one today, you can get 3. How amazing is that? That's a deal and a half. Right, Shop Love, $14.99. Now then, Maple Fields. Now we've just done a show, or not last one before, with David with those beautiful autumnal papers. These are going to work perfectly with this. So you've got a spooky gathering. So first of all, you've got a little bit of Halloween in there in the form of your scarecrows. You're then going to get all the vines, so your autumn leaves. You get Boo, which is hide and seek, the dog with the clock with the sheet over him. Love that. You've got crispy leaves, you've got your crows, you've got Lighting the Way, which is a lantern. Now imagine that. Now you've got that, you've got an aperture, you've got a shaped card, you've got the lantern just to make into a tag, if that's what you want to do. But that is worth a $14.99 because you haven't just got it in those sizes, you've got it in hundreds. Okay, so you've got your lantern in there. You've then got your Luminara, you've got Old Joe, your scarecrow, you've got your Papavier, which are like the poppy seed heads. You've got Sally, the other scarecrow. These are fabulous. The artwork on this is lovely. You've got Shadow, the black cat, and you've got the Twisted Oak. Now that's going to come in really, really, really handy because you can use it with any collection. Then we go on to Wandering Wilderness. This was another lovely one. This was with the Vardo, the Caravan. This was another one of my favourite collections. Again, that can be your card shape. You've got Tinker, the big horse. You've got Ruthless and Rocket, the little goats getting up to mischief. Picture Perfect with your jugs. Different washing line. Having a soak in an old tin bath. You've got Hedge Trimmings. Now, these are really cool. If you like your tunnel cards and you like your silhouettes because you like making your inky backgrounds, maybe you've got the Yupo and the alcohol inks at the weekend, that is going to be brilliant. Don't forget, all of these you can just cut as silhouettes. They don't have to be in the coloured artwork. Then you've got loads of really pretty blooms in here, and you've even got the pot over the open fire. So that's another collection that you're getting. Then you're going into Hidden Den. Now that is stunning. Blooming mushrooms, toadstools, love these. And this is the thing, just because they come in one collection doesn't mean you can't mix and match them all, because of course you can. Put those with your Quirky Bird fairies. Cut those out and put them with your stickers of your fairies. It's up to you. You've got a broken tree trunk. You've got Hide and Seek with all the little squirrels. You've got a Hideaway. You've got Ollie the Owl. Primrose. You've got Seen Better Days with the old trug there as well. Different squirrels. You've got the burrow where the fox lives. You've got your solid oak, which are your barrels, and you've got your wildflowers in there as well. Hasn't finished there. Wherever the wind goes. Good grief, we are giving you a lot, aren't we? So in here you've got Bobby, your little mice. Then you've got building foundations. Then you've got by the pond. You've got your saddle and all your tack in there. You've got your little mouse burrow. You've also got your thistles. You've got this one now. This is forgotten. No, this is in gear. Cogs. Don't just say cogs, set cogs. That could also be a flower. Might do something with that. In the breeze gives you the borders again, so it'll cut within the square and you will then just literally snip out at the top and bottom. You've got a windmill in here, again another card shape. Into the barn door, ranger, the horse, wee wheat again. And then you've got the barn as well. If you've just bought that download, or if you've just buying this and you haven't got the download, tune in at 6 o'clock because I'm going to show you how you can make your own decoupage layers out of the paper. Now, planning it in between shows. And just in case you're wondering, I'm filming the ScanNCut Club this afternoon. It's been a bit difficult. Well, it is difficult at the moment because Lauren's off, who's one of the guys who does the cameras. Andrew's going off, so he's trying to get everything done before he goes off on paternity. So I apologise, we're about a day late, I think, but it will be with you very, very, very soon, and it's a good one. Forgotten Fields next. Now then, this is lovely. These are our first 4 collections that we ever did with 2 red robins. So first of all, festive bird song. You've got your beautiful Christmas decor. So you've got your branch with your snow and your berries on. You've got your mistletoe. You've got your pine cone with the bow on. You've then got entwined. So you've got the wreath in there as well. You've then got the holly. Now this is one of my favourite wreaths. Sorry, I'm going back to that because it's like twig wreath and then it's got eucalyptus on it. It's absolutely beautiful. Holly sprig, that is incredibly detailed and delicate. Remember now, we know how to foil our reflections. So this is now going to be perfect. You've got your icicles in there. You've got your iron chimes, Merry Christmas, your poinsettia on a sprig. You've got songbird, welcome home, which is a beautiful wooden door. And then you've got your wrought iron gate, along with the posts and the railings and the lamppost, and that, and that, and that, another card blank. Apertures. Then we've got Field of Dreams. This is where we met Pip and Scuttle and Buddy. So you've got your barbed wire fence. That looks amazing cut out because it's super fine. You've got your broken chain link fence. You've got Buddy, our little robin. You've then got the posts. You've got the, now then, what were they? Primroses. Then you've got your lost lock, your old rusty lock. You've got Pip, my favourite robin that we've ever done. Rusty bucket, again, another card shape. You've got Scuttle. You've got Shadow with all the ferns. Sycamore sprig, that was one of the most used cutting files ever for me when I did those big, big pictures. I need to find out where they've gone. I actually quite like those in my house. I might buy them. And then you've got Worn Out with the old drippy tap. Then you've got Forgotten Corner. So we'll walk in the past with the old boot, the broken lamp, Forgotten Miss Daisy. That's the old vintage car that's just been left in the field. You've then got your hollyhocks, your nest, nosy neighbours, which are the little blue tits. You've then got Shattered View. That looks like an old broken shabby window when it's cut. It's amazing. Twisted Ferns and Wild Wishes. And then you've also got Summer Breeze. So you've got loads of your wildflowers in here. These are going to be all your fillers. Or if you like making quick, simple cards, you can do that as well. Meadow Geranium and Seed. Mr. Brown's Field. So you've got all your fences and your stiles and your stone walls. Then you've got your Summer Spokes. You've got your Tansy and Thistle. And then you've got your wild grasses. So if you want that one, that is shop download $14.99. Right, let's do another couple and then we'll go to demo, okay, and then we'll start that demo and then we'll come back and do the rest of this. Right, Buttercup Bloom. Now then, we have 1 USB satin baskets and Amber wants it gone. Oh, those were your words, wasn't it? Amber wants it gone, so we're going to it. Now then, It says sold out on your screen. There is one sitting in basket. So if you want Buttercup Farm and you want party time with all the little party hats, remember you can separate these all out, blow them up and make them bigger. I love the fact you get the Polaroid and the film strip on that. That's a cracker just for those two, especially if you are a scrapbooker. Then you're also going to get pots of love, and on here, this is brilliant for your card shapes. So imagine we bought you a set of 250 nested shapes, because that's what we're looking at. And that now is an aperture. It can also be a frame. That's an aperture and a card shape. That's an aperture and a card shape. So for the sake of this is brilliant. The old vicarage, on your bike, and roosting Rosa. So you're getting all of that one. Now there's one left. It's in somebody's basket, but if you desperately want it, you can pinch it. If you're that person, please check out that basket. Right, now then, we brought you April Showers. This is lovely. This is the one I'm going to use for my demo in this hour. So April Showers is going to bring you the glass house, the greenhouse. The artwork is incredible for that. It looks like a greenhouse. It's got that shine to it. However, you print that off on printable acetate, it looks even more realistic. It's brilliant. Then you've got all your vegetables in your vegetable patch, okay? You've also got your old-fashioned lawnmower. Can you hear it click? Can you? As it turns, click, click, click. You've got your water butts in there. Then we go on to hearts and spades. Now, this is that part of the garden where we dump all the stuff. We all have a bit, don't we? So you've got the broken ladder, the bunting, you've got the ivy creeping round, you've got in the meadow with your beautiful florals, an old penny farthing, you've got the different birds in here, you've got the bird bath, you've got the swings that go on the branches of the trees, and you've got your little bird in there as well. Then you've got Little Potting Club. This is what we're going to work with, this particular one. So you've got your basket. I'm going to show you how to make a card shape. You've then got Billy and Bernie. You've got Evergreen, which is that beautiful magnolia flower. You've then got Forgotten Florals, your Forget-Me-Nots. You've got your Gardener's Essentials. You've got your Snapdragons in here, different hats, one for him, one for her. You've got your trays, your potting trays in there as well. Sweet peas and your thermometer. And then, last but by no means least, we've got pretty bloomers. Okay, so you've got your pretty bloomers in here as well. This is all about the frogs and the toads and the heron and the fish and the little gnome sat by the stream. You've got a little waterfall in there, but you've got a jam jar. That, for me. And you've also got the hosta in here and the sign. So, all of that lot, my lovely. Shop Pretty, $14.99. Right. I'm going to go and do the first part of the demo where we're just laying the card out. Then I'm going to come back and do another couple of these, and then we'll go back and do the rest of that. So come with me. Because I know you watch for the demos, but we also do have to show you product. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, would we? Right, let's move this over here, like so, and get rid of this for a start off. So, because I don't have pictures in my head, I can't picture what anything's going to look like until I've actually made it up. So the plan here is I want to show you how to take your reflection files and use them to make a card shape, but a finished card shape, not just like a circle or a square or whatever. It needs to be finished. So in here I've cut out the baskets, and they're nested, so you get lots of different sizes. And then on the second sheet you also get the handles. So what I have to do when I'm doing this, and I would advise you to do this anyway, because when you come to build your cutting files, you've then got a picture, is build this. Don't glue it together, just lay it out the way you want it to be, okay? Now, when we cut this, it just cuts the outside edge. So I went in with a craft knife and just created a slit so that I can tuck things into the basket, okay? So I'm going to go in, I'm going to put my handles in situ, like so, because I know I want that about there, like that's where it makes sense. Pull those up a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to start by popping some of these little flowers in. So actually, no, I'm going to do it without that first. So I'm going to build this up just so that I've got a visual of where I want everything to be. Okay, so I'm going to tuck that one there. Not worried about this bit yet. Just going to tuck that into there, making sure it doesn't come underneath. It doesn't matter if it does, it's just a different file that you've got to create them. Then I'm going to tuck that one in there, and I'm going to actually lift this up and put that leaf underneath, okay, because I might want something else. But I'm also going to bring this out, so I can now see that this little bit, let me just tuck that under because it's got to be right, otherwise it'll drive me crazy. I know I'm terrible for this, I'm meticulous. Right, so that's going to go in there like that. I'm going to push that one down there like so, and then I'm going to bring a third one in, and I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. So I'm just going to take those bottom leaves away, and I'm going to tuck that. Thank you, Emily. She's just passed me my scissors. This is working with Stephanie, that, just ripping them off like that. And then I'm going to put my handles back in now so I can see what that looks like. I'm not doing myself any favours here working on a thinner paper, but it's what I needed to do. So that's going to go there at the back, and then these go on. That's it. And then those are going to come round. I don't know how I manage without my tweezers now. Can't imagine. Right, so we've got our handles, and then there's our basket. Okay, now when you do the snapdragons and the forgotten flowers, the little forget-me-nots, you also get the little pieces with them. So yes, we can snip into the bigger ones, but let's make use of the little ones in here. And I tend to work in odd numbers. If you watched the scrapbook show last week, you'll know why. And I hope you enjoyed that, because I'd love to do more. Somebody asked for a course, and I was like, yeah, we haven't got time to do that. Especially with Andrew going off, we're proper snookered. But he's going to look after his little girl while Mummy goes back to work. Isn't that lovely? Hey? Watch her grow up, get all the important steps. Love that. So we're building this basket, and then also with your snapdragon, you also get some little elements as well. So let's tuck these in. Okay, and we're not worrying about what it, you know, what it looks like per se right now. I'm just getting a shape for this. So that would be my basket. Okay, so that would be my card shape. So now I know that when I make this into a file, I need the basket, I need one of the evergreens slightly over there, another one slightly over here, another one slightly above there, and then a little bit of forget-me-not. So this is why I do it this way, so I can physically see it in front of me. If you've got pictures in your head, you don't need to do this because you'll know what it looks like. You just need to design the file. But for me, I have to do it this way. Now I also want a pair of gardening gloves, because remember, this is going to be a shaped card. So I'm going to pop those about there, and then I'm also going to bring in the shears, and I'm going to have those about there, and I'm making sure that it stays level at the bottom. And then we're going to have a little one of our Bernie just sat about there on the handle like that, or actually I might just bring that down there and have him just sat on there like that. Okay, so that would be my design. So what we do then is we go, I'm going to do it in Canvas Workspace. You can do it without going into Canvas, absolutely, but I want to do it this way just because it's bigger on the screen. You can see it easier. That's all right. Right, Amber, please let me know when I need to do a recap, love, or go over anything. Okay, because I'll just carry on otherwise. Right, so what's happened to my screen? There we go. Right, so I've got my USB in my computer, and what we're going to do now is kind of recreate this. What's that thing that keeps coming over here? I don't know what that. I don't want you. Go away. No, I don't want to leave. Cancel. Pop up things. Stop popping up. Enough things going on without that. Right, so this is how I would build that now as a cutting file. So it takes a little while, but it's worth it. So let's go into our files. So to SVG and choose file. Then I'm going to go into Little Potting Club, which I've already got. I'm going to go to Basket of Blooms, and I want the reflection cuts, and I just use the original. So you've got reflection number 1 and reflection number 2. If you bring these up, it'll tell you that file type can't be used. So if I bring on number 1, first of all, I'm going to get rid of that rectangle to start with, and then I'm going to get rid of that, and that, and put those in the bin. And then I'm just left with my basket, and then I'm just going to rotate that so I've got it to the orientation that I want it in, which is about there. Okay, so we'll move that over there. So that's my basket. Now I need the handles. So go back into SVG at the top, back to choose file. This time you're going to choose reflection number 2 and then press OK. So I don't want that. I don't want that, that, or that. And to do that, to get multiple of them at one time, just click on one and then press shift. Keep shift held while you do all your others. Lauren taught me that before she went off. It's really useful, that. Right, so I'm going to put this over here. Now I know those handles went behind. Now I've got a reference guide to look at to see whereabouts I want it to go. So I'm just going to rotate that a little bit further like that. Okay, so now I've got that bit. So now I'm going to grab both of those, go to edit and weld them. Okay, so now I've got my basket with the handles on. It's cool, that, isn't it? Now before we put anything else in, I just want to divide and make sure, see if it needs dividing, and it doesn't. Okay, so it's fine as a file. If it needed divided, so the reason that I did that is because I want to weld 2 of these together to make the card shape. But I just wanted to make sure that I didn't need dividing, because if it needed dividing and I didn't do it, it would remove these apertures, and I wanted to keep them in. So if we now go back to SVG and back to choose that file, we're now going to go back into Little Potting Shed, and this time I want evergreen. Now when I did this morning, I brought on the original reflections, so the original cut, and pressed OK, and I took it down. Oh, Melanie, come on, send that to the back. Get used to moving your files out the way first. What I did with this was I made it 75%, and I told you could do it in Canvas Workspace. And I'd never done it. I'd seen it, but I'd never done it, so I thought, right, we'll do this because it's a little bit different. So you grab everything, go to edit and group it together. Then you go to your properties. All right, so this is what those shapes are made up of. So that's your height, that's your width. This means that the aspect ratio is ticked, so it's active. So that means that it will make everything else resize in the correct ratio. But what we want is here, resize by scale. So if you've printed something at 75%, just by taking that to 75, making sure that's ticked if you want it to scale correctly, and pressing OK, that will now take those files down to 75%. So if you're printing some off a reflection and you want it smaller by percentage, you can do that. Now you can do it on your scanning on your SDX, because it has a percentage resize option that isn't on the CM, but they've put it into Canvas Workspace, which I'm really pleased about, because that stops you having to measure. Whichever you find easier, it really doesn't matter. Right, so I've got these now. So first thing I want to do is ungroup it, and then I can move that rectangle out the way. Now you get 2 different pieces with this. So I'm going to grab both of these and just group one of them. All right, so I've got that. Then I can get rid of all these, because I don't need those. I can just copy and paste that. So if I do that, go to edit, select it first, Melanie, that would help. Go to edit and just duplicate, so you've got a few. There we are, look at that. And put that one in the bin, because I only need 3. Right, so let's start to build these into, I think that might be the decoupage, bear with, because that doesn't look right as a file to me. I think I've got the wrong one and I need to get the right one. So bear with. Oh yeah, I have decoupage. I thought it didn't look the same. Wow. Right, let's do that again then. Doesn't matter if we have a recap, does it, on something new? It's always good. So edit, group it all together. Properties, scale here, 75 in here, or whatever percentage you've made it, and then you must press OK. That's the difference, okay? You've got to press OK, otherwise it doesn't work. I did it about 5 times, and then why is it not working? Yeah, because I didn't press OK, I just pressed the cross. That'll be why then. Ungroup. Right, let's get rid of that first of all, and then let's drag and group that. Move that out the way, and then we can get rid of all of those, because it's quicker just to duplicate that. So edit, 3 of them, job done. Right, let's bring the basket back in now. So I'm looking at my picture now that I created. So I've got one of them over here and it's rotated a little bit sideways like that. So I'm going to bring this down. I have to tell you 30% now of the Pretty Bloomers, is now allocated. And then we're going to go and have a look at Frosted Eve download next, because that's one of my favourites we've ever done. Now then, I'm going to rotate this one the other way. So what I'm doing now is making a digital version of the physical card that we made before. And then this one, I'm going to position about just over the edge, about there, like that. I'm just going to bring this down a bit. Now, it's not going to match perfectly what I've laid out, but the layout gives me a little bit of an overview as to what's where. So if I now grab all of this and go to edit and weld, it now gives me my basket, but it's got my little flower bits at the top. Okay, right, I'm just going to try dividing again, because I've got little tiny landlocked areas there, just so that you know the ScanNCut will remove those. Canvas will remove those before it downloads it, because it's too small. But just let's see as we go along whether we need to divide or not. No, we don't. Right, we've got to that bit. I need to go and show you this Frosted Eve download, and then we'll come back and do a bit more on that. I have to do it. We have to do it. Right, let me just pop these away into that box there. Right, now then, was it this one that we did? Let me just check these files before you come in and have a look. Yes, it was. This one, I remember I think Stephanie was out at a do with Carl one night, and this, I launched it in the Create and Craft, the old, not the old one, but the old Create and Craft Studios. And I think it was a one-day special, and it lasted 25 minutes. And it all went, and it's beautiful. If you love Stamperia and that look, you know, when they use the very pale green and the pink and the teal, that's this. It's lovely. Nothing to do with Stamperia, obviously. It's our own artwork, but it has that look and feel to it. So in here, you're going to get a festive posy. I think our Amber, bless her, has printed me off some of these. Look at that colourway. Isn't that beautiful? Now, it looks a bit strange because there's a bleed all the way around it, but that is stunning. So you're getting a festive posy, a gift from a loved one, which is your wreath, almost like a crescent wreath. You've got your winter posy, which is just, oh, that's your a gift from a loved one. So you can see it's a real traditional Christmas. It's lovely. You've got your winter posy, Morris the Messenger. So you've got your little robin in there. You've got nature's elements. Now this is going to be fabulous with all your holly and your mistletoe. You can make a whole wreath out of that. But for me, that nested bauble, that bauble that becomes an aperture, that you can then build your story inside. Now, the really cool thing, you could make one of those exactly the right size to fit that shaker dome in that we sell. Not nearly, or maybe, or it'll do perfectly. That, absolutely worth its weight in gold. So you've got through frosted glass. Then we come on to a Christmas Eve. This was the one, it's absolutely beautiful. So you've got Harriet the Hare. You've got In the Post. You've got Lucia, which is a beautiful fox. You've then got Pining for You with all your different pine cones. You've got your rustic birdhouse. Again, that could be a stable for your nativity. Just putting it out there. Could also be your aperture. You've got your seasonal bess, which are the most beautiful florals. And then you've got Wallace and Wanda at the bottom, the little birds. And then you're also going to get this Christmas Eve, so you get more. The Gathering that's got the deer in there, the hares in there, the owl, the robins. You've got a gathering of robins, so you've got them in flight. You've got small ones, medium-sized ones, some in a bird bath. You've got winter landscape, so you've got your village in here. If I was going for one today and you haven't already got this, go for this. And try and get the Maple Way as well, because it's got that lantern on, and these decorating that would look amazing. Dear to My Heart gives you the stag and the fawn. You've got your eucalyptus in there, which is perfect. You've got festive fir, which is the fir tree. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that lovely? In all those different sizes. And then you've also got your frosted fence and your frozen foliage. That, my friends, is a beautiful collection. I think it's my favourite Christmas collection that we've ever done, and we've done some beautiful ones this year, but that, for me, whole different, it was amazing. It literally, I can remember it was me and Janice, it literally sold out like that. Amber, you need to press the button for the TV, darling, please, otherwise it's going to go off. Now then, I want to talk to you about this one, Made from the Memory, because our lovely Andrew, bless him, I know I rib him, but he goes as good as he gets, so you don't need to feel sorry for him, has just found all the pictures for these. Right, Made from the Memory number 1. This was something I did not long after I'd started here, and one of the things that impressed me the most about the ScanNCut was the amount of content that you get in the machine's memory. So in the STX 1200, for example, you've got 1,303. But even in the very first ScanNCut, you got over 600. So everything that you're about to see here is made from the shapes inside the machine's memory, hence the name, right? And there's no cutting files, so don't expect any cutting files. There's no artwork. What you get when you buy this is 15 hours worth of education, where I teach you how to create the birdhouse. Now, what do you learn in here? Well, first of all, you make the fence. So you learn how to make the fence. Okay, now it'll take you a while to do these, but it's what you learn along the way. You then learn how to make the box for the base and position the piece inside for the strut to go into. You then learn how to create this shape and these shapes and how to make the actual birdhouse itself. Then you learn how to make the roof. Then you learn how to make the bow and the flowers, etc., etc. Okay, so that's class 1. Class 2 is an octagonal box. Now this has got UPO on it, like we showed you on Saturday, funnily enough. But this is making a diamond-shaped box. So you learn how to make the box, you learn how to make the lid, you learn how to make the lattice. That's another class. This is $9.99, guys. And there's 10 classes. Now on this one, I teach you how to make the grid for the Eiffel Tower, how to make the shapes for the Eiffel Tower, how to make the panels, how to make every single flower that you see on there, your leaves, etc., etc. That's the 3rd class. Then you've got this one. Now this is a cracker because I teach you how to create offsets on your words and your letters, how to weld those to inside of a circle and make your frame, and then I teach you how to make all of these flowers from the shapes inside your machine's memory. Okay, that's another class. You've got Live, Laugh, Love, and it says live in the moment, love like you've never been hurt, and laugh out loud. That's quite a big project, but in here you learn how to make the label shape, you learn how to make the rosettes, the flowers for the rosettes, the sprigs, how to use your pens and get the best out of your pens. That's another class. $9.99 this, guys. That's amazing. In this one, I teach you how to make a whole grid out of basic shapes. Yes, I do take you into Canvas Workspace, absolutely. But you learn how to make the bow, how to make the easel card, all of it. Then you've also got a mini album. So I teach you how to make a spine in your album, which you can also use for your tunnel cards. So you've got your mini album in there as well. And then we've got more, Sending Love. So you've got Sending You Warm Wishes, teaches you how to create this so that when it opens out, you don't see the red, yellow and red behind it. You see this colour. So that's another class. And then last but by no means least, we've got this one, which shows you how to make your sunflower, centre, and then how to create this panel with that honeycomb inside. So 10 individual projects, no files, don't be scared. The way that I teach is the way that I learn. So I learn the next bit I need to know to do the next bit that I want to achieve. Because if you give me too much information, I'm like, no, I've forgotten. Give me more than a few, I'm like, no, can't take that in. This, I take you step by step, 15 hours worth of tutorials, me and you, in your craft room, making all these files. And what you'll learn on this is worth 100 times that, because you will get so much out of it. If you've been enjoying the club and you think, oh, I think I could go a bit further, this is for you. If you've been enjoying the club and think, I'm not ready for that yet, it's $9.99. Get it for when you are. Honestly, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it teaches you how to get the most out of all that content inside your ScanNCut, and it doesn't matter which one you've got. Because as far as I know, the content of the basic shapes is the same in all the machines. Right, where were we up to? Shall we do Toadally Awesome?
Yes.
Toadally Awesome. Now then, on this one, this is a physical USB. You're going to get Toadally Awesome, Rainy Days, Perfect Picnic, Nesting Together, and Christmas Crooners. That was another nice one that we did. Again, $14.99. You've got a £30 saving. So for what you would pay for that today, or normally, $44.99, you can get 3 of them for the same price. And then you get your discount off that. Not bad, that, is it? Right, Totally Perfect Days. So we've got Terence and Teresa. Love these two. They remind me of Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. Just make me smile. It's only because they've got hats on, but it does make me smile. Then you've got the Perfect Picnic, which is all your bunnies. You've got your picnic baskets. Again, you can use that in the way that we're using the one from Pretty Bloomers. You've got your gramophone in there. You've got your snug in a rug. You've got your picnic blanket in there, and you've got a gathering. This is your Christmas crooners. So you've got your Alpine Archway, different sizes. You've got your Bountiful Berries. You've got your Frozen Ferns. You've got the crooners, What's the Score, and your Winter Getaway. The artwork for that is absolutely beautiful. Then you're also going to get Dressed Up Bernie and Billy, so the little bird that we've just done. You get their bird house, and you get them with their winter woolies on. Love that. Then you've got Rainy Days, so you've got your Charming Cosmos, your umbrella, you've got your puddle, well, your splash of your puddle, you've got Storm, you've got your lovely scene. Remember, you're getting all the artwork for this as well, and the detail designs. If you wanted to foil them, you can. And then you meet the Drizzles, the mummy and daddy with the little chick. Love those. I think they're really cute. And then, yeah, I knew there was 2 there. Then you're also going to get Something to Tell You with a little mouse. So the mice have been having a real gossip, and the robins have been around, and they're like, oh, I've got something to tell you. And they're sharing secrets that they shouldn't really share. Something to Tell You. So if you want that one, shop Toad, $14.99. Now then, our next one is a slightly different. This is a tattered lace one. So this is called Completing Your Collection. Forget that. This was based around the files. So when we did the tattered lace regular subscription, the die cutting one, we might have done, so what we did was we got a set of dies in. We went, right, we'll use those 4 for the magazine. The die cutters would have bought all 8, but we just used the 4 for the magazine. So when we then went to do it digitally, we converted those 4 into SVG files, but we didn't convert the other 4. This is where they come in. So this is completing your collection, okay? However, forget that. You can use this just as a standalone. Most of these will have charisma. If you go to tatteredlace.co.uk, you will find those there. But this is brilliant because you've got florals, you've got tags, you've got borders, you've got crescents, you've got finishing touches, you've got different shape tags, you've got sentiments in there, you've got banners, you've got a full pop-up box set of files, you've got a window in there, you've got some entwined moments with the dolphins and the seahorses, so a really eclectic mix. You've got your fine lace wraps, brilliant for your cupcakes, just saying. That would look lovely embossed on vellum, I have to say, or paper pierced. You've got your cornucopia, so you've got all your different corners Now you know what we're like. As long as you take the detail lines out, you can do all sorts of different things with those. You've got some grace to glory, so some kind of more religious connotations in there as well. And then you've also got home is where, so you've got all your bows and your safety pins. And then you've got these, look at those chinoiserie tuck-ins. They're beautiful. Now, we were talking the other day when we had our alcohol inks on about cutting shapes out of vinyl and making them look like a stained glass window. So out of vinyl, stick it onto our construction weight acetate, and then we were talking about going behind with your alcohol inks and making it look like it's stained glass, or even better, buying that magic film, heating it, and then all those colours come through. Behind that, that would look incredible, and they're perfect for doing that kind of thing as well. They're also really good for doing this kind of thing. So yesterday I had a die cutting show and we didn't have a lot of dies on it, to be fair. So I was like, right, what am I going to do? So these are 2 die cuts that I've sprayed down with spray adhesive just onto the card. So I've cut it out of the posh card and sprayed it onto the posh card. And now it looks, and then I ran it through the die cutting machine to flatten it. And now it looks like embossed card. How beautiful is that? Now you've got 3 that you could do that with on there. You could cover the whole thing and then go in and cut out a shape. It's cool, isn't it, that? I love that. And because the ScanNCut is a straight blade, it'll be perfect for that. So if you want that one, that is shop complete, and that will get you that one. Can I go and finish my demo? Yeah. Thank you. Got to ask permission, you know, producer. 3.5 minutes, right. So we need to add on our gloves, don't we? So let's move this out of the way. Let's go back to SVG and choosing our file. Then let's go back to Little Potting Club and find Gardener's Essentials. There it is. Want the reflections. I used the, I want to say original. Might be the small, but anyway, we'll find out, won't we? Reflection cut. And then we're going to press OK. Yeah, it is. It's the other one. Of course, it's the other one, Melanie. Of course it is. Chosen the other one, it would have been a different one. I talk to myself like that all the time. Mick's like, who are you talking to? I'm like, me, because I get the right answer. That's the one. There we go. Right, let's get rid of that so we can delete that, and then we can get rid of all of those, and then we can get rid of those 2. There we go. Right, so now I'm going to flip this because I want that facing the other direction. So flip, that's going to come down here like that. And then the shears, I'm going to rotate slightly so they're a little bit flatter like that, and bring those down there like that, okay? And I'm just going to make that, I'm just going to rotate those so they're a little bit, there we go. Right, so I'm happy with that now. My little bird, I could sit on there, but because it's kind of tucked into a basket, I'm not too worried about that. The reason I've done these is because I want to weld them, and this is going to be the card base. So we're going to drag all of that now. We're going to go up to edit and weld, and there is my card shape now. Now I'm just going to divide it again just to make sure, because I've added more elements. I want to make sure that it will still weld. Right, now then, so we're going to duplicate it, so we've got 2. And we're going to go to edit, and we're going to flip it horizontally, and then we're going to flip it vertically, and then we're going to line these 2 up. So get them in situ, grab both of them, go to edit, align them centrally vertically, and then you can weld those together, and that becomes your card shape, which is brilliant. Is that right? No, that's not right. Okay, let's try that again. That's not mirrored. So undo. That needs to be that way. So maybe I need to flip it back that way, don't I? That's it. Then we've got those 2. Edit. 1 minute. Edit and weld. There we go. That's better, because now that glove will sit behind that glove. Then you cut that out, and then you build this in exactly the way that we've built it before, and that will go on top. And if, let me just divide that. Oh, see if I've got a minute. So if you want an offset line or a matte layer. Let's see if it'll work like this. Maybe not, maybe it will. Outward. Ooh, let's have a look. It'll just give me an outside edge, I think. Yes, it does. So that could be your card shape, and then that could go on top. Right, my lovelies, I'm back at 6 o'clock tonight. We'll have a look, I think, at a different USB, but we're also going to, I want to show you how to get the most out of the papers that we're bringing you. You know, all the beautiful rice papers that David's bringing you, by doing, instead of sitting there and fussy cutting it all out, I'm going to show you a quicker way of doing it. So we'll have a play around with that as well. Thank you for your company once again. I will see you at 6 o'clock, but stay tuned. What's coming up next? You told me earlier on, I can't remember. Candle cups. Don't miss out on that. That's a crack.